there is a bee behind me, and I'm not scared of these bees because I was told that they don't sting. I hope that's true. I've been stung before by other stinging creatures. So I'm taking it as a very good sign that this bee behind me has come to grace this video that I wasn't even sure I was going to make, showing off my ring and my tattoo in lieu of a wedding ring because I kept losing my wedding ring. And actually, my husband and I got divorced and remarried. And while we were divorced, my wedding ring was lost. And when we got remarried, I found it. Hi, I am Jen Gibon, author of Trinity Sight, Jubilee, and River Woman, River Demon from Blackstone Publishing. And next summer, 25, the author of Salt Bones from Mulholland Little Brown, which I am so excited to share with you. A creature called La Siquanaba follows the Veracruz family, Mal, and her daughters as they search to find missing girls who have been hunted in their farming community on the Mexicali border before whatever has been hunting the girls comes after them. Last time I spoke with you, Mamacitas, I was so excited because I was going into a meeting with some major Hollywood producers, and they were interested in an adaptation of my novel, River Woman, River Demon, with my co-writer, Zoila Galeano, who is a fellow Latina writer. She has written some movies and shows, and she's been a producer for many years, so she knows the business, and I've been so excited to work with her. She found me because she was looking for a book for her Latina themed book club and had noticed that many of the books about Latinas focus more on like crossing over the border, first generation, being here, which are important stories to tell, of course, and so necessary, but they are not the only stories of Latinas and the kinds of concerns that we have in our lives. And so my book calls to her as being about a bruja, curandera in Albuquerque, where I live with mi familia, where we practice our own form of brujeria, curanderismo, and a kind of a folk magic or granny magic, voodoo, and then Catholicism. And so the book focuses on Eva, who is a bruja and an artist, and she's at home waiting for her husband, Jericho, who's at their kind of a metaphysical shop, and he's supposed to be getting ready for Dia de los Muertos, and it's late at night. She hears a screaming from the river, the Rio Grande, by their house where they live in Los Lunas, which is right below Albuquerque, and she runs outside to find Jericho standing in the middle of the river, holding the body of their best friend, Cecilia, who also works with him at the metaphysical shop. She is dead in his arms. And now Eva has to figure out what the hell is going on. And of course she has to use her brujeria to do it because the police have accused Jericho and taken him to jail. So the book is very much a part of my own story, a part of my own family story. I was telling you about how my husband and I got divorced and why we now have tattoos on our ring fingers because we lost our wedding rings. I actually lost mine right after we had gotten divorced, which was probably a good thing because I had planned to sell it to be able to move to Texas, where I had gotten a job as an assistant professor of creative writing. And I was so excited to go move out there and take my children out there with me. But I needed the funds to get there. And so I was going to sell my wedding ring, but it was gone. And so read the book to find out kind of what happened and why I didn't move. And I'm just kidding. It's fiction and it's not an autobiography. Long story short, eventually, like Frida and Diego, my husband and I did get back together. And when we got remarried, guess where I found my wedding ring? It was buried in the backyard. I think it was my children and their neighborhood friends who did it. Probably thought it was like pirate's treasure or something. I have no idea. But they deny it. Everybody denies it. But it was the spirits. They were keeping me from selling my wedding ring. But anyway, it's in an egg now, one of those little glass eggs. And so my husband and I got tattoos, and so this is the lock, and he has the key to my heart. And so anyway, all of that was to tell you that I went to this meeting 2 weeks ago on 2 Fridays ago, and I was so excited. Dream come true. I thought we've been working on this show, I guess, a movie or a show, but we've got it written right now as a show, adaptation of River Woman, River Demon for about a year now, Zoila and I, and we're so excited to pitch the show to the producers. And it's been a dream of mine for my whole life. I used to gather the neighborhood kids and put on plays, like make them all take roles in the plays that I had written. And I've been telling stories and poems and putting on one-woman shows ever since I was a little girl. I grew up in the Mexicali border in a little town in the Imperial Valley on the Salton Sea. And so I didn't have access to any kind of like writing school. Grew up not like really connected to the rest of the world. And, but I had these big dreams. And I knew that I wanted to write novels. I wanted to write the great American novel, whatever that meant. And I wanted to write books that were turned into movies. I've been reading a book by my dear friend who also grew up with me in the Imperial Valley, Fleming. Her book is coming out this year. It's called Because Fat Girl, and it's inspiring me in all kinds of ways. I showed you that bee earlier, and it just kept going into the flower after flower. And I think I scared it away a couple of times, but it just kept coming back. So, the producers ultimately passed. I guess like the business way of saying they said no. Doesn't mean they died. I'm heartbroken because I thought that we were going to get many more offers. And, I'm trying really hard to believe that that's true. I've told you many, many times, and this is so true, that we have to keep sending our hearts out into the world. But I'm tired. I'm only 40. I just turned 40 this month. I'm a Taurus. And, my elders tell me that I'm a baby still. And I'd really like to believe that. I've always felt like, I've had to rush through life. If I didn't do it now, when? If not now, when? And, I wanted to grow up. Since I was a little girl, I wanted to grow up and live my dreams. And when I was 20, I was married and trying to have a baby. And we did when we were 23 and then 26. And so all this time I've been writing, I've been mothering, and it's been hard. I mean, not as hard as like digging ditches. It's been hard to keep the faith. I've always wanted to like share with you how much I believe in you, how much I believe in myself. At an event once, an older man had asked me, how do I deal with imposter syndrome? And I was like, what's that? And I meant it. Like, when I say that you and I are badasses, I mean it. Even though, like, some days I can barely walk. Some days I can barely get out of bed or off the couch. Everything hurts. Everything. My heart hurts. But I've truly believed that I've had a message to impart, a purpose, a reason that I'm here. And I went back to school. And I took a poetry class. And that has kept me alive for 20 years. And I'm not defeated. I'm not giving up. And I mean, if my books never make it to movies, it's not the end of the world because they're published as books. And no one can ever take that away from me. And I'm not crying because the producers passed. I mean, I kind of am. I'm just tired. And I have more stories to tell. And I think I need to rest a little bit. But you're not alone. You know, I'm not alone. Like, this shit is fucking hard. Believing in ourselves and each other. It's a full-time job. But I'm reading my friend's book. Because Fat Girl. And it's really, really good and you should read it. It's all about how, I mean, I'm 2/3 of the way in, but so far it's all about how this queer, fat woman from the desert borderlands where I grew up, kind of has her dreams come true. And the script that she wrote is picked up by these major A-list Hollywood movie stars, and she's going to be the director on it. And it's beautiful, and it's funny, it's romance, it's smart, it's queer, and unabashed, and it just made me want to have some real talk. And this video has gone on so damn long. I don't know who's still watching it, but I know you are. And I know you needed this message too. Like, I guess I've been feeling like I want my dreams to come true while I'm still able to enjoy them, because I feel like my time is limited because of how sick I feel all the time. And I guess it's like my dreams have come true because I'm writing. I'm able to write. I'm alive. I've been alive for 20 years. And I've raised my kids and myself and my community through my writing. I'm like, what an incredible gift. You are an incredible gift. And if you're tired, rest. But don't give up. I love you.